Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And considering this one my Christmas movie review that I really wanted to do on a film. This is one I absolutely love to death, and it's worth it for doing for a Christmas movie review. But also regarding this is the 30th anniversary as well, and I've seen this film like I don't know how many times growing up until today. Um, I just want to say I just love this movie. It's so much fun, entertaining. Just I don't know more I can say about it. It's just that I really love this movie. And for the 30th anniversary movie review and for my Christmas movie review for this year, I'm doing the all-time classic Big Trouble in Little China. I don't know more I can say about this. I just love this movie, and it just really puts a smile on my face. Every time I watch this, I'm just having so much fun. Now, Big Trouble in Little China is directed by John Carpenter, stars Kurt Russell as Jack Burton. And it's just this. So it's just what Jack Burton says at a time like this. Who? Jack Burton, me. No, Jack always says, "What the hell?" I could just say like so many lines in this movie. It's just that's why it's so much how so catchy and fun. I could just say all these memorable lines from these movies. This movie. And also is that I love this movie, but also with this film is my brother's his all-time favorite movie as well. It's my brother's favorite movie. This is a movie I watch all the time. If it was say one of the few films we watch all the time together still now, it would be this film as well. And sadly he's not here to review this film with me, because I really wanted him to review this film with me. So, but whatever. But regardless of that, this is his favorite film, and I highly enjoy this film as well. I just love this film to death. And this is a 2-disc special edition. It has the first disc has a commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. The second disc has delayed scenes, interview with Richard Edlund, featurette, and the trailer, CV spots, music video. But it is, but maybe not see much though. But it's a 2-disc, and it does deserve a 2-disc. And the commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell is fun to watch. Well, to hear. Very good cast is here. Kim Cattrall, Dennis Dunn, Victor Wong, James Hahn. Great cast. It's just such a memorable movie. It's just, which I know they're here about remaking. Why bother? Why bother making this such a classic movie? Which I said a lot of times about remaking classic films. This one does not need to be remade. Yeah, they said that Dwayne Johnson's gonna star in it. I like Dwayne Johnson though, but I'm sorry, he would not fit and play a memorable character like Kurt Russell did as Jack Burton. I'm sorry. I don't want to see a remake of this. I'm sorry. It won't capture that fun or the exciteness and the catchy lines and the memorable fight scenes, and there are memorable everything in this movie. If there did a remake of it, I will feel none of that. And plus, yeah, they're always have a remake in John Carpenter's films. They did with Assault on Precinct 13. That sucked. Of course, Rob Zombie's Halloween. That was one of the worst remakes of all time. The Fog, that was shit as well. I'm trying to think of another one. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it though. But this doesn't need to be another one. A great movie to be remade. But the whole cast does fantastic, and I just love the setting because originally it was originally going to be a set like in the westerns, back in the western days, which Jack Burns' character, like how his truck is stolen, how it was going to be his horse. And I liked it better when they placed it in modern times. I liked it. It's a lot better though. Like it's set in San Francisco's Chinatown. I just love how the way I just love how the way the film looks, how the way it's set is, the underground, underneath Chinatown, the production values. It does look like it has the budget looks you see on the screen, how the setting is, are just really well done production values and great awesome effects. And of course, the sadly thing is that this film didn't deserve to flop. This film was a flop. This film just didn't deserve it. Because it came out in the summer of 1986. Because at the time you had Aliens, and you have, and after this film was released, you had The Fly, which I just recently reviewed. That was released in the summer of '86. That was released after this, though, but this film didn't deserve to flop, and maybe because on the funny because the commentary is pretty funny as well, because it was like mostly a lot due to like poor marketing, and plus this is released by 20th Century Fox, right there, and of course studio interference, they interfered with John Carpenter, and that and due to poor marketing, the film flopped. And I call bull crap on that because this film didn't deserve to flop. Like a budget between 20 to 25 million. Well, it says on IMDb 25 million. It made a mediocre 11 million. Gee, I wonder what other film that was also a huge flop made 11 million. That film as well made 11 million. But that had a much more bigger budget though. But and like relatives, of Caruso, John Carpenter saying, "When's your movie coming out this week?" Just to show us how poor the marketing was. They expected it was coming until that week, But and what can Mark say about this? Is that okay? The story is that Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell, he's in this truck, the Pork Chop Express. He's coming to visit Chinatown to visit his friend Wang, played by Dennis Dunn. And finally, where he's doing these little games, he's earning him some money, and wants to break this bottle, and doesn't it? But he goes and catches it really. Kurt Russell catches it very fast. It's like it's all in the reflexes. And they're going to pick up Dennis Dunn's fiance, Mao Ying, and these bad guys, and just Kurt Russell is just like, what the, hey, or was like, where'd you get that? Looking completely clueless, and they steal his fiance, and he's like, son of a bitch must pay, or. And when they're trying to follow I always thought that was another funny line. When they're trying to follow, and this truck gets in the way, it's like, and Carl's like, "Oh, come on!" honking the horn. What the hell? And then probably with that airport where they meet Kim Cattrall, named Gracie Law, and then to the point where they get to this alley, and this group of these good guys named Chang Sings, and then there's this other rival gang called the Wing Kong, and just another one I would say it's one, of all the films I've seen over my lifetime, one memorable fight scene that I do remember, especially my brother as well, is the fight scene in the alley where these two tribes or gangs just fighting each other. It's just a lot of fun, such a fun fight scene that I always enjoyed. Being how these two groups are just beating the shit out of each other, and then one thing leads to another is that there's this puff of smoke, and these three guys, the three storms, thunder, rain, and lightning, and of course, the one of them named Lightning, who's has powers of lightning. Of course, that's clearly how they got the idea to create Raiden for Mortal Kombat, because all three of them wearing the wicker basket hats, and especially one named Lightning. He has lightning powers. That's clearly how they got the idea to create Raiden for Mortal Kombat. So hey, that's a good thing. Hey, when you play Mortal Kombat, the character Raiden, that's how they got from this movie, from that one of the three storms, Lightning. And then I like how some of these other guys start shooting them, does nothing, they're all just standing there like this. They throw the knives, kill them, and they have these other knives. And then Kurose is going to drive his truck. They both get out of the way, and then they see Lo Pan, played by James Hahn, just doing this. Thinks he hit him, but he went right through him. Shoots the light out of his eyes, his mouth, and they run away some more, and they get back to the Chinese restaurant where Dennison's uncle's has. And then what Kurose was saying to explain it. Remember this Lo Pan character comes out. They're waiting for him to drive my truck right through him with light coming out of his mouth. And throughout this whole entire movie, it's just Kurt Russell as Jack Burton. He seems like he looks like he's the hero of the movie, but he's really not. I like the idea how the roles have been switched, that where he is the sidekick and Dennis Dunn is really the hero. I like how they switched the roles with that, because Jack Burton, because he does have most of the time he has no idea what's going on. He's always asking questions, and he's not. It may seem like he's a hero, but he's not. But he's bumbling. You know, he's always clumsy at some of the things and messes up. So it's really Dennis Dunn who's really the hero, because he knows where the places that they're at, and knows how to fight. Fight the martial arts, stuff like that. And so I just like how the idea was like the roles were switched, and that always made it so much different, but yet make it funny and clever and fun. But Jack Burton, even though he does the one good thing where he does kill Lo Pan, that's like the one thing he does get right. And then they plan to go to this this place where all these girls are at, where they think where Miao Ying is held, and when Jack goes to the skies, I'm like, how you do, ma'am? Henry Swans is my name, and excitement's my game. And that's when the three storms they come in. The lightning takes Miao Ying. And then they kind of come up with another plan where they just walk in where the Wing Kong are at, and they both eventually get Jack Burton and Wang. They get captured, and where the time they come up to Rain comes up to bring him to see David Lo Pan. Where they see him, this is this old guy in a wheelchair. And James Hong just did such a wonderful, fantastic job as Lo Pan. He's just such a memorable villain. He's just like he's such funny as well. But it's just like I like how the film is. It's like it's in modern times in Chinatown. You have this mixture of action and with fantasy, because you're all dealing with sorcery and magic. It just, I cannot see that nowadays. I can't. That's what I love about this film. It did things like back in the day where it was like different and unique, and I don't see that today. Just don't. and then Kim Cattrall and two other people. One's like this girl who's a reporter, and this other guy who helps the maitre d' at the restaurant. I forgot. Oh, I forgot though. What was his name? Oh, yeah, Eddie. Eddie Lee. Eddie Lee is his name. Um, they get captured as well, and when the uh Jack and Wang, they're put in this one room, and while Thunder brings in Eddie, and Jack Burton trying to be the tough, is like, nah, let's try that again. Don't make me kill you, tough guy. And then and when they get to the one part where where they have the guns, where Wang's fighting a couple guys, and like Jack does look first doesn't work the guy, and it's like Wang, and then bang 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 bang. It's like, first time you ever plug someone? Of course not. And then when they rescue these captured girls, and they all escape to this, so they swim into this one tunnel, and when they go back up, and when they open this door, there's a bunch more guys in there. And while this is going on, this is what I mean about the heroes being switched. I mean, Dennis Dunn, he's like kicking all these bad guys' asses, just kicking them, and then Jack Burton is doing, he's like fumbling to get his knife out of his boot. He actually throws it away and goes and gets it, and by the time he's like, ha, the fighting's already done. That's what I mean. It's just like he acts more of the side. He acts more of the side kick more than the hero. And Dennis Dunn is the hero. He's the one doing all the ass kicking. So when they get everybody out, but Kim Cattrall, she gets captured by this monster, and while the rest escape with Egg Shen, which he would tell with Hong Victor Wong, who's also like running this tour bus, and they had planned they're gonna go back in there and save the both of them, while Jack and Wade and Egg Shen and the good game from earlier, the Chang Sings, and like with Jack Burton is like okay, you got any guns? And Victor Wong's like, here, well, maybe useful, but you can use this one like from Dirty Harry, which is like the gun from Dirty Harry would use. And like the Margot, who was that other girl that was with them, it's like, did you usually asking, do you care about Gracie? And it's like, are you kidding? I just want to get my truck back. So, and as they get one of these others that they get underneath these under tunnels that goes underneath Chinatown, and while it's going like the Three Storms and Lo Pan, they're doing this thing where now Gracie Law and Mao Yang are like in blank stare, like in a trance. And while the gang is going through these tunnels, like this random monster, practical, not CG, takes one guy, and H&A throws like these magic beads, and is like, "You will come out no more." And Jack's like, "What? What will come out no more? Damn it." So they get back into Dave Lopan's place as everybody is getting ready for his wedding, because he plans to first he's going to sacrifice Gracie Law to please his emperor, and then keep Mao Yang as his wife. And why? Because he marries him, like he'll also helps him become mortal, because he's been mostly like a ghost of the movie. So he wants to, once he marries like Mao Yang, does something to makes him mortal. You see him bleed on his fingers. Before that part, they said Jack, Egg Shen and Wang and the gang, the rest of the gang, they come around with like this floating head, and Egg Shen's like, I am the past, come back to haunt you, Lo Pan. But when they get to this other room and the elevator, and they take this magic potion that'll make them feel like strong, and as they all get in the elevator, Kurt's is like, I feel pretty good, I feel kind of invincible, and Wayne's like, me too. And as they see as they're there looking up as the wedding's about to be going on, that's when Lo Pan puts like this needle to Mao Yang, and you see him, he's bleeding, so he's become immortal. Wang stabs that floating head, and then it has everyone going ah, and then Jack once again he's more like I say acting the sidekick, he's because he goes like ha ha, and then he goes shoots his gun, and he shoots like part of the ceiling and it falls on his head and knocks him out. This is why he's such an what's the term, ineffective. That's what he is. He's not a hero. He's a sidekick, and he's always messing up. Like he just did that. Being clumsy, just shoots a part of the ceiling, just knocks himself out, while everyone else is getting into this big fight. I love Kurt Russell. He was just so hilarious in this movie, hilarious, funny. I just love his character of Jack Burton. I just love his character. And and when as the fight's going on, like when he went back again with Jack Burton, like he's going to get his knife booth. This one guy has a sword, and he falls down, kicks the knife into the guy's chest here, but he's stuck with the guy on him. He's like, oh shit. He can't get the guy off him. Or and one thing with Egg Shen, he gets this little magical fight with Lo Pan. They do like Lo Pan does like this, and Egg Shen does like this, and like these lights collide. And there's like this imagery of an imagery of them battling it out like a sword fight, but it ends at a stalemate. Or I would say another badass moment from Egg Shen is that like with lightning, he's gonna shoot his lightning at him, and Egg Shen does like this with those Chinese like fans, and it's metal. It just goes and repels the lightning and shoots right back at him. It's like sends him flying back, and lightning's like that when he gets hit back. That was like another badass move from Egg Shen. And then while it's going on, Wang, Dennis Dunn, he gets in this sword fight with Rain, and they're both flying around and just using hitting back and forth the swords. And as the fight's nearly ended, Wang throws one sword as Rain is gonna jump off. It's like ah, he throws the sword and just stabs right into him and just sends him flying right to the statue. And Dennis Dunn goes after them, after Lo Pan, and Jack was with Gracie as they get the elevator door open. Like the monster that kidnapped Kim Controller, or like starts grabbing Jack, and Gracie like kicks it. And of course, another funny moment where Jack and Gracie, they both kiss, and as they get out of the elevator, like Jack has like the lipstick on his lips. And as with Lo Pan and Thunder, and has like Mao Yang, and Jack Burns like, not so fast, gentlemen. Is it too much to ask, Thunder? Kill him for me. Won't solve anything, Dave. People are around here just dropping dead around here like flies, and where does it get us? Nowhere. Fast. You know what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this? Who? Jack Burton. Me. And then Dennis Dunn comes flying in. And old Jack always says, what the hell? And then while Dennis Dunn is like off like occupying a Thunder, then Jack Byrne throws the knife, but he misses. And when David Lopan gets it, he's like, "It's a good knife. Goodbye, Mr. Burton." And then catches it, throws it right back, stabs him right between the eyes, well, up here. And then when he falls, causes the domino effect where all these statues just fall one after the other. And then says again, Saul and the reflexes. And then after that, when Thunder sees Lopan is dead, you can see that he goes and commits suicide, and people say it's like one of the most hilarious like deaths of all time in movies. Yeah, I could definitely see that, because how Thunder commits suicide, he goes and inflates himself, and it's all practical, not CG, which I still give credit for, because this is John Carpenter. He's not the type of guy who uses CG like too much, or if not ever. That's why I always like about John Carpenter. He does a whole bunch of practical stuff. Like the monster that was down in the tunnel, that was practical for like even for a split second though. Or the monster, of course, that monster suit, the monster that had Gracie, and everything was like a lot of great practical stuff and good stunt work, martial art fights, and it was well edited. Just nowadays, like fight scenes will be completely half-assed and things will be completely CG. Monsters will be CG. A lot of like backgrounds will be like green screen. But here it is. It's an actual setting. It feels like it's an actual setting, like especially for that big fight down there, especially with that big skull, which you can see like on the menu right there. When lightning was going to destroy them, it was like falling down. And so about getting back to what Thunder is he's gonna commit suicide by inflating himself, and it's all well done, practical, and Wayne's like, I don't think he's gonna stop. Because like, run away, he just goes and blows himself up, and then lightning comes in, and they try to skip this hole in the ceiling, and then Victor Wong is up on another floor where he has this thing to pull them up to him. And Action grabs a statue as lightning was going after Wang, drops the statue and just crushes him. And as they find Jack's truck, and they shoot, more guards shoots at him. Action throws another like a magic bomb at them. And then they're all celebrating at the restaurant, and Action is gonna leave. He says he's gonna take a long vacation. And then Jack he gets paid what he was owed from earlier. And then Jack Byrne he said that the Gracie would suggest that he was gonna be with Jack, but he ends like a typical way, like how the hero kisses the woman though. But he's like, well, sooner or later I rub everybody the wrong way, and well, we'll see. And Margot says like, aren't you gonna kiss her? And he says, nope. And then when he says goodbye to Wang, he's like, we really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wang? No horseshit, Jack. No horseshit, Wang. And do like the thing, like the symbol like this was the Chang scenes always has done. And then it ends with when it's raining and Jack is dry. Then he's talking like on the radio like he was in the beginning. It's like, you just listen into the old Pork Chop Express here, and take this advice on a dark and stormy night where the lightnings is crashing, the thunder's rolling, the rain's coming down. She is thick as lead. Yeah, Jack Byrne always says, look a storm in the eye and says, give me your best shot, pal. I can take it. And then, of course, it leads like a sequel bait ending where the monster pops from the back of his truck, but Though I guess that was not intentional. They wanted to end it that way, which I'm fine with. But on the other hand, I would like to see it. I would love to see a sequel to this though. But this film flopped, and we're never gonna get that. But instead, though, I think like about recently, I think well not recently. I think it's been for a while that they made a comic book series that well, I don't think they have made a comic book series, and like it was like taken after where the movie left off. And I think like that monster that was in the back of Jack's truck. I think he has like I guess he like now serves Jack Byrne or something like that. As I know, because my brother has collected the comics though, so that's what he told me. But I would love to see a sequel to this though. And then as the credits are going, just has that I love this song of Big Trouble in Little China, played by the Coupe de Villes. But if you listen though, because I've seen the music video where it's actually John Carpenter singing. You can feel the wind is rising, baby, like an evil dream. We better run, run into the mystic night, run until they take us away, take us away, take us away. Big trouble in Little China. Yeah, that's really John. That's John Carpenter singing. Because naturally he does the music, and along with Alan Howarth, did the score as well though. But John Carpenter, I thought did really done singing that song, and I love that song in general. It's just a great song, especially for after a great movie. So yeah, I love this film to death. I just love this film to death. Love the cast. They all did a great job. Especially Kurt Russell, who's playing the sidekick and is not just the hero. Which is really Dennis Dunn. Memorable, good guys like Victor Wong as Egg Shen, like who's a good wizard. That's who he is. Kim Cattrall as Gracie Law, fantastic. Dennis Dunn, excellent as well. James Hahn as Lo Pan. He was such a memorable villain as Lo Pan. Just such a memorable villain. The supporting characters, like all the ones I mentioned before, like they were fine as well. Still likable. And like one of the guys, like when I reviewed Die Hard, like one of the guys who was one of the Chinese guys who was one of the villains. He was in this as well. He was like during the main fight in the alley. He was the one who had that like the meat cleaver. Yeah, he was in this as well. I've seen him in other movies. Like he was at a role where Lethal Weapon, where he was torturing Mel Gibson, and I saw him. He was in the opening of Godzilla, the 1998 film, when it was Godzilla was attacking that ship. You saw him like on a appearance right there in the opening. I've seen him in films, but I mainly remember from this film and Die Hard. What's his name? Like Al Leong, that's his name. That's one of the memorable bad guys I remember from as well. But this film is just such a great, fantastic movie, and Kurt Russell, just remember the look of him, just is so memorable, especially that T-shirt as well. And such memorable lines, and so many memorable lines of dialogues, like "son of a bitch must pay," or "we really shook the pillars of heaven." Just so many memorables. I just love this movie to death. I know my brother does. He loves this movie to death as well. I just wish he was right. I wish he was here to review this film with me. I wanted him to though, but can't force that upon though. But sad though, so I have to review this one by myself. Because if it was his favorite film, I would love to review this film with me. But other than that though, yeah, the can talk right again. The behind the scenes, like how the 20th Century Fox screwed over with John Carpenter. Like John Carpenter's having issues from studios, like he did with Universal. Like when the Thing didn't do that well, then they tried to go with this. It didn't do that well, and also due to poor marketing. John Carpenter can't work with studios that keep without interference. And also that though I do like that it was set in modern times instead of the Western though. I do like it was set like in modern times, like in the San Francisco Chinatown. I just love this movie to death. I love the cast, love the score, the song at the credits, effects, characters, dialogue. This film I virtually have no problems with. This is that speaking of like, I wonder whatever happened to Dennis Dunn, because I liked him in I loved him in this movie, and he also appeared in John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness with Donald Pleasence, and also starring Victor Wong as well. I just wonder whatever happened to Dennis Dunn. He hasn't done much, like in years. Just looking at what other films he has been in. Well, he was also in year before this. He started in Year of the Dragon. Then also in Prince of Darkness. He was also in that film Warriors of Virtue. That was the one that Ronnie Yu directed, which was not that great. But after that, though, before like the 2000s, that's when he seemed to disappeared. Which is sad, because I love Dennis Dunn. I loved him in this film, and I enjoyed him in Prince of Darkness. But, oh well. But it was nice that he also working with John Carpenter as well. I guess, like, John Carpenter liked him in Year of the Dragon, so I guess he wanted to do this as well. So, yeah. But Kurt Russell, Jack Burton. I just like how he was most of the sidekick instead of the hero. I liked how it was a nice take on that, nice spin to it. How switching the guy you think is the hero, but he's mainly the sidekick, and Dennis Dunn is the hero, because he's the one who's doing more of the kicking ass part. But, Kurt Russell, he does one thing, is to kill Lil Pan, the main bad guy. And Three Storms, I also liked as well. And really enough, when I reviewed Cooties, which I didn't mention in the review at the time until I did, like, my favorite films of 2015, I just didn't realize that the guy who plays one of the Three Storms, Rain, he was in Cooties with Elijah Wood and Rainn Wilson. He was the janitor, Takachi, where he was speaking of, like, to Rainn Wilson, like, oh, how the cat, what was it, the frog fucked the caterpillar. Yeah, that's actually him from Big Trouble in China, who played one of the Three Storms, Rain. The one who was fighting Dennis Dunn at the finale, the finale fight. I was like, I didn't realize until, like, holy crap, that's the guy who plays Rain from Big Trouble in China. He was in Cooties. I think the three guys who plays the Three Storms didn't do anything after this film. But no, actually enough, all these years later, in 2015, in Cooties, which I really do enjoy, with Elijah Wood and Rainn Wilson, the guy who plays the janitor in that movie, that's the guy who plays Rain from this movie. I was like, holy crap, that's him? Didn't recognize him because it's been years later, that's why. So yeah, that was a big surprise for me. And like I said before about lightning, that was how they created Raiden for Mortal Kombat. But I love this movie. It's just, I don't know what more I can say. It's always prefer to be a classic, and just because it flopped though, it has all these years it has become a cult classic. It deserves to be a cult classic, and despite being a flop though, it has a high ratings, and like a 7.2 or no, actually it was 7.3 on IMDb. So a 7.3 on IMDb, that's good though, but I would give it much higher than that. It has an 82% of Rotten Tomatoes. It's good though, but I also give it much higher ratings than that. I would give it like about 99 or 98. That's just me because that's how much I love this movie. And I would probably give it like an 8.5 on IMDb, just to be perfectly fair. That's because that's how much I love the movie. Maybe if I made like a top 20 of my favorite films of all time, this would definitely be on it. I would. This will definitely be in my top 20 favorite films of all time. But this is my brother's favorite film of all time, though. But this film, if there's one thing we would watch all the time together, and still today, it would be this movie. This film, Under Siege 2, and a couple of other of those, though. But yeah, and so it does deserve, even though it's not much for on both 2 discs though, but it is worth. It is, well, at least they made the effort to make it a special 2-disc edition, which it does deserve. It has a fun commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. Um, just to me, this film didn't deserve to flop, and just so many things I just love about this movie. I'm just repeating myself though, but 40 minutes in, but it deserves to be a long review though, because this is how much I love the movie, and it is definitely worth doing for a 30th anniversary movie review of this. I just can't believe it's been 30 years. So much fun, so much entertainment, and and it's definitely my 2 favorite roles from Kurt Russell is this film, and when he plays MacReady and John Carpenter's The Thing. Each of them between those 2 roles, my favorite roles for Kurt Russell. And speaking of Kurt Russell, I just look forward to seeing him playing Ego, the Living Planet, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Which I know this is not going to be in his planetary form. He's going to be more in human form though. But still, playing Ego, the Living Planet though. But still, I look forward to seeing him in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I enjoy the trailer for that film, for the sequel. The second teaser that came out. I enjoy that. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, like the first film was. So yeah, but I love Kurt Russell. He's such a fantastic, and like I said before, being the sidekick and everything though, and all the memorable lines he says. And they said also more when you go more on the trivia. So he's got like portraying like John Wayne, and I can see that. I can see why I can see why like how he's kind of like portraying like John Wayne, which is not a bad thing. I like John Wayne, even though my dad, John Wayne's his favorite actor of all time. I can see why why they're trying for his character's trying out like an impersonation of John Wayne. I can definitely see that. And I'm trying to look up more stuff on trivia. Yeah, like I said right here, like how Kurt Russell, being like the sidekick and Dennis Dunn more the hero. Yeah. Uh. Yeah, the recurring remake with Dwayne Johnson doesn't need to be remade. As much as I like Dwayne Johnson though, but he's not gonna be nowhere near as good as what Kurt Russell's gonna be doing in this classic here. You don't need a remake, but yeah. So John Carpenter has seen Dennis Dunn in Year of the Dragon and liked his work in the film. He met the actor twice before casting him as Wang, only a few days before principal photography. Yeah. He liked him in that film, so that's why he has to do this. Um, yeah. Yeah, I want to mention the commentary is fun. Like the commentary says, like John Carpenter jokingly says that Kurt Russell's character Jack Burton is the hero of the movie, but other than killing Lil Pan and saving Wang when he shoots the guards, he's more of a sidekick throughout the movie. Yeah, that's what I've been mentioning throughout this whole review. He's the sidekick and Dennis Dunn is the hero. I'm sure there's more things that I don't want to take up too much because it's been. Well, I know it's a long review, but I'm making it long because give it a proper 30th anniversary movie review. Well, but anyway, yeah, that'll be it though. But yeah, but this film is definitely worth a watch. It's definitely 2 thumbs up for me. I would definitely give it 2 thumbs up without a doubt, hands down. I don't know where anyone who has not seen this film or who has liked this film. If I don't know where anyone else has been who have not seen this movie. But if anyone doesn't like the film, that's fine. That's their own opinion, though. But I don't think anyone else there's anyone else out there who does not like this movie. Such a fun film. I'm just repeating myself, but I'm gonna stop right here though. But because I say it is a fun movie. It always forever be a classic. I just love this film to death. And yeah, characters, everything. But this film I have no problems with. I love everything about it. Other than I would say it's my third favorite John Carpenter film, because the first two, of course, is Halloween and The Thing. But this is my third favorite without a doubt. It's hard to decide because those are mainly the three films that people remember. But I know there's other films I like from John Carpenter. But my three main films I have from John Carpenter is The Thing, Halloween, and this film. So yeah. So this is my 30th anniversary. I hope you enjoyed my 30th anniversary movie review, and also this is also my Christmas movie review as well. John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China. I like that. I love that song. It's a great song. And you can check out the music video. It's on YouTube, so you can see this. You can see John Carpenter singing the song with the Croup de Villes, and I think it was like also they say that Nick Castle and Tommy Lee Wallace as well. But it's a good music video. So hope you enjoyed my Christmas / 30th anniversary movie review of the kick-ass film Big Trouble in Little China. Always remain a classic. I could watch this 10 times over and I would not get bored of it whatsoever. But like I said, I just wish my brother was here to review this film with me. This is one of the, especially all the films I wanted him to review with me. It was mainly this one, and one more other though, but still. But yeah, my 30th anniversary / Christmas review of Big Trouble in Little China. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.